Hello and welcome to the initial episode of Rod's Tabletop Hardball, basically the baseball version of my basketball channel. This is a test game. I've got two teams with high-end strikeout pitchers going. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers and Sandy Koufax. In APBA Baseball, a pitcher with a 2XYZ versus the 1973 California Angels and Nolan Ryan, who's a B pitcher with a 1XY, a little less control, but at the same time a K machine. We're going to see which of these two pitchers can strike out the most batters and which team is going to win this game. The Dodgers of 1965, they were in first place, won 97 games, yet they only hit 78 home runs. They hit 245, but their team ERA was a sparkling 2.81. Obviously, Sandy Koufax had a fantastic year at 26-8. California Angels, by contrast, 79-83. Nolan Ryan kind of carried the team with a couple other good pitchers. I believe the other pitchers were Bill Singer. They had Rudy May as well. But as you notice on some of these cards, they're all basically paper cards. I collected these, traded for these back in the 1990s. This is the first APBA baseball game I've played in about 3 years. So it's going to be a challenge. I'm also using the iScore app, trying to keep track of stats for the first time ever. So this could be a very interesting scenario. I may be pausing the video a couple times just to see if I'm on track or doing the right thing. I'm also using a modified version of game boards. These are just APBA Basic Baseball, but they are modified with a few additional characteristics to make it seem a little more detailed. There's rare play numbers, there's error numbers. I can also do a pre-roll to see if the pitchers are going to be an A and C, or a B. They're not going to be, I can look at their numbers. I've got all the master symbols for each pitcher, so I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Pitcher Sandy Koufax, he's an A pitcher. But if you can read this, he is a 20 pitcher, which in this chart down here, you look at a 20, you do a pregame roll, and 11 to 44, he's going to be an A. 45 to 66, he'll be an A and C pitcher for this game. So this could be really huge for the Angels. So a 14, he'll simply be an A. Nolan Ryan, by contrast, and look at my wonderful paper cards of the master symbols. I think I found those on the APBA site on Facebook. He's a 14 pitcher. A 14 pitcher. It says 11 to 55B, 56 to 66A. So that really can make a difference. 53, no. So they'll be their normal grades for today. The fielding, I believe the Angels are still fielding 3 overall, but we'll have some individual fielding characteristics. And the Dodgers are at a 40, which is just one off the fielding 1. So they've got the defensive advantage, but we're going to have individual defensive play as well. So let's get going. I've got another scoring app right here. And I've got an app to do iScore. Hopefully I can figure that out. So let's start with the visiting Los Angeles Dodgers. And I'm just going to roll my dice right here. I can't make too much noise without a dice shaker, so that's okay. Maury Wills leads off. He's a 44, which is a 9, facing a B, and I believe that is a single for Maury Wills. B pitcher, no change. So we're going to play, and we're going to go in play for Maury, single for Maury. What was the 9? It was a single. Doesn't say where, so I'll just say single to right field. And this is the process in which the iScore app works. And he held up at first base. So there we go. Maury Wills is on first base, and Jim Gilliam is up against Noli. And let's see if we can get this thing to stop popping off here. There's a runner on first base. Oh, I'm supposed to start. There we go. That will keep the game time as well. Here comes Jim Gilliam with a runner on first right there. I'm kind of using that little scoreboard. And that's a 21-32, and I know that's a fly out to right field for Jim Gilliam. And that's Veda Pinson in right field, so we'll go in play, out, and it's a fly out, and it's a right field fly out. Oops. Oh, what happened to Maury Wills? He held up. All right, so we got one down. No strikeouts as of yet. Willie Davis is now up at the plate. And that's a 64-13 strikeout, put out catcher. So we're going to go out. Strikeout swing, we'll say. He held up. And they know to do the put out catcher. So now we're at 2 outs, and Ron Fairley stands in. That's a 53-15. That's going to be trouble with a runner on first base. Let's see, 15. It's a hit by pitcher. All right, so let's just see. Do we call that an in play? Let's see if it has a hit by pitch. And that's all we got. So Ron Fairley is hit by Nolan Ryan. That's got to hurt. 2 runners on. 2 outs. And sweet Lou Johnson. 11-0. Oh my. That's going to be the runners on first and second. These are old boards I copied off. And let's see what happens here. That's a 13-6. That's going to be a double. 1 runner scores. Other to third F scores. Who's the other runner? We have Ron Fairley. I don't think he's very fast. Let's see where he's at. Where is Ron? Fairley's an S. So it's going to be a double. 1 runner scores. So that'll look like that. We're going to get the Dodgers 1 run. And it's already 1-0. Let me record this. A double. What was it? A double. I'll just say double to left. And Maury Wills goes home. Let's see what it says. How can I score that Maury Wills play? He is fine. So Wills scores, and it is 1-0. Wes Parker stands in with 2 outs and runners now on second and third. All right, Wes Parker stands in. That's a 41, and that's a 26. With runners on second and third, infield playing deep. What's my second baseman's rating? Second base 7. I can't remember if second base 7 is actually, I think that's fielding 2. Second base 7, and it's second to first. Done. All right, we completed an inning. So, after 1/2 an inning, the score reads Dodgers 1, Angels 0. Here comes Sandy Alomar Sr., and that's a 31-14. That's a base on balls. So a walk for Sandy Alomar. Angels already trying to figure out Sandy Koufax. Veda Pinson, 53-17. Another odd number with runner on first. Let's take a look. 17's the right fielder. And the right fielder for the Dodgers would be Ron Fairley. I can't remember. I think he's a 2. And that is an outfield 2 on a 17. 1 to 4 fielding 3. 5 or 6 fielding 1. So we 1 to 4. It's fielding 3. Single runner to third. Batter. Runner scores and batter to second on wild throw. So Alomar is going to score and tie this game at 1. All right, Ron Fairley with the deadly error. Pinson went to second base on the throw, so there's no outs, and Frank Robinson standing in. Not as fast as he was, not a great fielder, only an outfielder 1. And that's a 23-13. Strike 3 on Frank Robinson. All right, we got our first out of the inning. And the batter's Bob Oliver. Big O Bob Oliver. That's a 51, it's a 9. Runner on second base. A pitcher. Same as above with 2 outs at the strikeout, but it's out at first, runner to third, third to first. So Frank Robinson is going to take third base. And let's get this ground out in play. Third to first. Went to third. 3 there. Done. Pinson held up. Oh, no. Undo that. We undid that play. We got to redo that again. And we're back. There's 2 outs. That ice score app's giving me a little bit of a thought process there, but it's really a pretty cool program. Runner did advance to third, so we got Pinson on third. Mike Epstein at the plate, 12:25, and that should be out number 3 pretty easily. What is my infield? I'm just going to say put out third base line drive. All right, so that gets rid of the inning is over for the Angels. It is 1-1 after 1. You would expect a little more good pitching to go along, but that, of course, was an unearned run. And here comes Jim LaFay to lead off the second inning. And that's a 61-37, and I think there's a randomizer on that. 37, roll again, refer to the randomizer. It's right down here, and I roll a 36, and you use an 18, so it's going to be a test of the shortstop. Let's see what the shortstop is here for. Shortstop 6, that's a fielding 3 on an 18. First and second on air, Rudy Mioli. Oh my goodness. So Jim LaFay ends up on second base, error Rudy Mioli, a 2-base error, runner on second. Let's even double emphasize that. Here we go. Johnny Rosebutter stands in, runner on second base. It's a 52-27. 27. And the third baseman for, I don't know why that scoreboard keeps turning off. Third baseman for the Angels. He's a 3. That's not very good. It does say out of first. Why strikeout? Struck him out because they're both XYs. So Roseboro goes down. So there's 1 down. The batter is Koufax. He's going to get up and try and bunt a guy over with just 1 out here in the inning. Runner on second on the bunt chart. There's Sandy. This is one thing I do like about APBA. They actually have pitchers hitting cards with their batting average involved, not some fake monitored card like other games. 63 is a 13. That probably isn't really good. 13 popped it up to the catcher. So that's going to be out number 2. No advancement by Koufax. Pop out. Catcher. Held up. All right, we got 2 outs now in the inning, and it's Maurice Morning Wills standing in. That's a 22-8. And with a runner on second, let's see what an 8 does on a B pitcher. 8 out at first, pitcher to first. That will retire the side for the Dodgers. So after an inning and a half, let me get that out. Done. All right, we're at the bottom of the second, and it's 1-1. We have a good one here. Ken Berry will lead it off for the Angels. And that's a 25, which is an 8. Bases empty against an A pitcher. Out at first, second to first. So there's a ground ball for Berry. One down. That brings up Rudy Mioli, who made that error. Didn't end up costing the team too much. Or did it? I can't remember. I don't think it did. Here comes Mioli. That's a 64-13 K corner. Mioli goes down swinging. So that's 2 down. Batter's Jeff Torborg. Angels 54-32. Fly ball right field. That'll be caught easily. That's the rest. Retires the side. So that was a very quick inning. It's 1-1. All right, after two innings, here comes the Dodgers. And that's a 16-28. That's going to ground ball to shortstop. Mioli's going to make the play. One down. Next batter, Willie Davis. 63-31. That's going to be a fly out to center field. And that is 2 down, actually. 2 down. And the batter, Ron Fairley, stands in. 51 is a 9. That is going to be a single, I believe, against a B pitcher. Single for Fairley. All right, runner on first with 2 outs for Sweet Lou Johnson. That's a 34-31. That's going to be a very simple inning, a fly ball to center. And that takes care of the Dodgers. All right, we're going to the bottom of the third. Noli's going to lead it off, Nolan Ryan. They actually did have the designated hitter in 1973. And so we're going to see how this works out. 22-9. I believe that could be, let's see, a 9. X or Y, it's a strikeout. Nolan Ryan goes down to Koufax. A little bit of a mismatch there. 1 out. The next batter, Sandy Alomar. 24-32, fly out to right field. Next batter is Vada Pinson. Pinson, the right fielder, 26. I believe that's a 32. Hard to read on my old paper cards here. Veda Pinson flies out to right field as well. And that retires the side for the Angels that quickly. I didn't even need to update that. After 3, we got a score of 1-1. Wes Parker will lead it off. I was trying to get a look at the strikeout counts. Okay, Koufax is leading the strikeout race 3-2 through 3 innings. Here comes Wes Parker to lead it off. For the visiting Dodgers, 63's a 30. That's going to be a fly ball to left for Wes Parker. Next batter, Jim Lefevre. And it's a 25-9. That's going to be a single off Nolan Ryan. So Jim's on first base with 1 down. And John Roseborough stands at the dish. 13-14. That's going to be a walk. And it is first and second with 1 down. Sandy Koufax, he's got his bunting sign on. Runner on first and second. With 1 out. Koufax, 21-13. Pops another one up to the catcher. All right, now we got 2 outs. That was a big out for Nolan Ryan. Can he get Maury Wills? Not a power hitter, but still a pesky little guy. 53 again. That's a 19. Those are tough plays. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Let's see how the defense can hold up for the Angels. Got first and second. Third baseman is just Oliver, if I'm correct. The worst third baseman possible. 19. Error. Runners advance 2 bases. So we're going to get LaFay is going to score on this one. And it's going to be 2-1 Los Angeles. So Wills got on with an error. Runners advance 2 bases. Lefevre scores, and it's 2-1 Dodgers. The batter is Jim Gilliam with 2 outs. A lot of tough luck for Nolan Ryan, with runners now on first and third, and 2 outs for Jimmy Gilliam. 11-0. This could be trouble, folks. That's a 23-6. First and third. Double runners will score. So 2 more runs are going to score for the Dodgers, all with 2 outs. Big double for Jim Gilliam. Runner on second with 2 outs. Nolan Ryan just can't believe his eyes here. A lot of unearned runs going on. That's a 22-8 with a runner on second base. And an 8 will be out. Pitcher to first to end the inning. And the Angels finally get to bat off of Sandy Koufax, but a couple of errors and some clutch hitting by the Dodgers have made this a much better game for the Los Angeles fans here in California. The old freeway series going on 8 years apart, 1965 to 1973. So, Frank Robinson does get to bat in the bottom of the 4th. 66-1. That ball is drilled. Well, I can roll 1 die to see where it went. Deep right field. It is gone. Frank Robinson out of here. And it's 4-2. Angels are not giving up that simple. And it is 4-2. We thought we'd have a pitcher's duel, but it has been certainly a lot of runs. Bob Oliver stands in. That's a 32-26. That'll be a ground ball to second base. One down. Mike Epstein, 31-14. He walks. He's being real pesky today. Epstein's on first. Just one out. Ken Berry. The center fielder, 16-28. Shortstop's pretty good with a runner on first. It's a shortstop 9 for Maury Wills. 28. Oh, X strikeout. Doesn't even matter. Berry goes down swinging. Great pitching by Koufax. Make out number 2. All right. The hits are 5 hits to 2. The errors are Angels lead 2 errors to 1. And so Berry doesn't advance the runner. There are 2 outs for Rudy. A 56-34. Runner on first base. Wise strikeout. Strikeout again. Sandy Koufax mowing him down. And that is the inning. 4-2 on the Frank Robinson dinger. We're going to go to the 5th. Leadoff man is Ron Fairley. Fairley with 12-25. That's going to be a strikeout on the X of Nolan Ryan. I'm almost 100% positive, even though I haven't played for a while. X strikeout of Ron Fairley. 1 down, Sweet Lou Johnson. Sweet Lou 61 is a 22. So what is a 22? Refer to the error randomizer. That's a 21. We're going to look at the 16. We're going to deal with the center fielder. And the center fielder is a 3. That's Berry. So that means it's fielding 1. And the center fielder is going to make the play. Berry with the fly catches the out. Out number 2. Wes Parker stands in. That's a 24-13 K corner. Parker's gone. Dodgers are done. And that was a quick inning for Nolan Ryan. Angels now bat. It's going to be Jeff Toerborg, Nolan Ryan, and Sandy Alomar Sr. Toerborg stands in. That is a 45-14 ball 4, and that's going to be a walk. So Jeffrey Toerborg heads over to first base, the leadoff walk. Nolan Ryan will stay in. They're only down 2 runs, and he's their best pitcher. He's going to try and bunt him over. Runner on first. That's a 42-13, and we're having no hitting displays today. It's a 42-13 pop up to the catcher. All right, we got a runner on first with 1 out. That's Toerborg, who is an S, not very fast. Veda Pinson stands in. And that's a 65-35 Ooh, a 35. Runner on first base. 35 is a foul out, put out catcher. So Pinson fouls out, does not advance the runner. And 2 outs. And there's that man, Frank Robinson, who homered. He does have the tying run on base. Angels only have 2 hits. And that's a 53-15, another weird play. That's a hit batsman, Frank Robinson. He may have taken that Cadillac trot a little too slow. And he gets plunked by Sandy Koufax. Hit by a pitch. 2 outs, 2 on. We've had a lot of action on the base paths this game. Oh, Pinson got out. What happened? Got to eliminate that thing. All right. I had one of my first errors, of course. That was a 53-17 for Veda Pinson, apparently, according to my scorebook here. Not Frank Robinson. So remove the hit batsman. We are going to have a 53-17 for Pinson. I rolled a 2 for Fairley, who's the right fielder. And that means that he's fielding 3. Single to right, runner to third, runner scores, and batter to second on throw. So we're going to have a 4-3 game because of that error. All right, this sloppy game continues. Veda Pinson singled. Fairley dropped the ball as Torborg was going to third. Torborg comes in for the score. It is now 4-3. 2 errors on each team. We are in the 5th inning. So we have a runner on second, Veda Pinson, who advanced to second base on that throw home. Frank Robinson with 2 outs. Now he has a chance to do some damage. And that's a 53 again. Oh my goodness, how many 53s can I roll? Runner on second base. A 15. Let's see, what's our second base defense? Oh, it's a second base 6, which is fielding 3. And that's simply a single runner will score. Frank Robinson drives in the tying run for the Angels. So after hitting a home run in the prior inning, Frank Robinson singles home another unearned run in this ugly game. This game is tied at 4. Thanks for following along. This is my first game in a long time, and it is a crazy one. So we got Frank Robinson on first with 2 outs. Can Sandy Koufax get out of the jam? 24-13, strike 3 on Oliver, and we are out of the jam. 4-4 after 5. Not exactly a pitcher's duel. We go to the 6th. Jim Lefevre is going to lead it off. Can we have normalcy in the 6th? I'm going to run with these pitchers. I want to see what's going to happen on their strikeouts and everything of that nature. 15-8. That should be an out, actually, against a B pitcher. The 8 is out at first, short to first for Jim Lefevre. One down, batter is John Roseborough at iScore. If it works out, if I can get that email after the game and print up some stats, this will be a really good program. Roseborough, 21-32. That's just a fly ball to Pinson and right. He'll make the catch. And as simple as that, there's 2 away. I don't know why this thing turns off so fast. A cheap app. Sandy Koufax with 2 outs. That's a 34-31. Koufax has not helped himself with the bat. That's out number 3. And the Dodgers are done. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. We got a 4-4 tie. Some unusual circumstances, some errors, all kinds of fun stuff, making my first game back quite interesting. Here comes Mike Epstein. 11-0 off a Koufax. This one's got a chance. 22, it's gone. Sandy Koufax watches it go. Maybe it's because it's 1973 and he's 40 years old now, so that's the reason he's giving up these runs. But a home run for the Mike Epstein. And where did it go? Let's find out. 6, just beyond the outfielder's reach in right field. And we've got a new leader with my trusty scoreboard here that loves to turn off. Angels 5, Dodgers 4. Koufax will stay in there. He doesn't know what happened there. Ken Berry stands in. That's a 34-31. Berry's going to fly to center. And there's an out. Rudy Mioli, who created an error, but he's also done some damage. 45-14, walked Mioli. This is just quite unusual. Koufax not showing much control. So we'll have Mioli on first with 1 out. Angels ready to do more damage, even the low-hitting Jeff Torborg. That's a 26-13, strike 3. That makes 2 down. Can Nolan Ryan come through in the clutch against the great Sandy Koufax? 12-25 with a runner on first base. And that's an out. We'll just go second to short for Nolan Ryan. But the Angels have done some damage. So I record this second to short. Whoops. Second to short. Out number 3. We are now done with 6 innings of play. And this game is just gone wacko. The Angels now lead 5-4. It's been an ugly one, folks. Maury Wills stands in, looking to get something started in the top of the 7th. And a 16-28, that's not going to have the distance. That's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. One down. Jim Gilliam, the veteran, comes in trying to get something going as well. 41-28. Another ground ball to the shortstop. That's out number 2, just like that. And with 2 outs, Willie Davis trying to get it going as well. Here's a 15. That's an 11. And that's going to be a single for Willie Davis. And where does it go? Does it say single runner? Oh, not single runner to third. I've got the wrong board. Single. It doesn't say where. So we'll just say single to left. Now, that's a single with 2 outs. This is also in APBA. Typically, there's an automatic steal right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new play. That's what this little safer out chart will be. I'm going to have a steal attempt for Willie Davis like they would use in the master game. So let's see what happens here with 2 outs. Willie Davis, his speed... His stealing is a D26. So I can go all the way up to 52. 11 to 52 is a 26. Torborg is a catcher with a throwing arm of 3. So I'm going to make that a 23. So Willie's going to go trying to steal a base right now. Let's see what happens. And that's a 61, and he's caught stealing, gunned down by Torborg. Even in a close game like this, Willie Davis, they need to get to second base. I don't regret that decision. So Willie Davis got gunned down. We're going to go into the bottom of the 7th inning, and Sandy Alomar is going to come up. I don't know if I'll hear it from the Boo Birds for trying to run with Willie Davis, or should it have been an automatic steal, because traditionally in the basic game you get an automatic steal. I like playing these games and trying to modify them a little bit. That stealing rule is brand new to me, so we'll see what happens from here on out. Sandy Alomar, 32-26, that's a ground ball to second base. He's out. One down, and Veda Pinson comes in. A very solid hitter. To keep the score up there is 1 down, nobody on base. Dodgers failed to score. Bottom of the 7th. Veda Pinson stands in. 66-0. Poor Koufax. He can't figure them out today. That's a double for Veda Pinson. So Pinson is on second with 1 down. Big Frank Robinson. You think this was 1965 Frank Robinson and not old 1973 Frank Robinson. 12-25. The runner on second. This will be interesting. Got the 25. It could just be a line drive out. I'm not sure. Their second baseman was Lefevre, I think, right? He's not that good. That's actually just a 12-25 line drive out to second base for Frank. So they got a nice break. That was hit on a BB type shot. Line drive, second base, out. So we got a runner on second. We got 2 outs. Batter's Bob Oliver facing Sandy Koufax. 44 is a 7. That's a single. That's going to score the run. Boy, it's not Koufax's day today. Bob Oliver with a base hit. And Oliver's on first. The score is now 6-4. California. Never expected a 6-4 game with these two pitchers on the mound. 15-9 with a single. Let's see. Runner on first. A 9. Another single. Epstein singles into second. We have 2 runners on with 2 outs. Two outs. The batter's Ken Berry. Ken is not a great hitter. He's a solid contact man, though. Let's see what happens with Koufax. That's a 15-8 with runners on first and second. And an A pitcher pops up to second to end the inning. But the damage has been done. And the score reads, Angels 6, Dodgers 4, going into the 8th inning. And here come the Dodgers. Forgot about turning all of these boards. Here we go. Fairly stands in 25-8, and that's with bases empty. That should be an out for Nolan Ryan. Short to first. ground out. One down. Fairley's taken care of fairly easily. Next batter, Sweet Lou Johnson. That's a 14-30. That's a fly ball to left field. And that is 2 down as Frank Robinson, playing left field. He usually DH during this year, makes the play. They've got a 2-run lead. Wes Parker, 64-37. Once again, roll again. Refer to air randomizer. I'm not crazy about this because it does not have, let's see. Yeah, it is definitely referring to the error charts more than just having a foul strike or something like that. So I'm kind of interested in a little bit of that. Anyway, Wes Parker, we're going to go to the rare air randomizer, which seems to have killed us. 53, that's a 20. A 20. Let's see. What's my second baseman? I can't remember what we got on the Angels. Second base is Sandy. I think he's a fielding 2. And a 20. 1 to 4 is an error. 5 to 6 is out. And he does make an error. And he's on. Wes Parker pops on base. There are 2 outs. Wes Parker is on. And that is error number 3 on the Angels. This is just getting pretty ugly here. I'm wondering if they've got some bad turf here in Anaheim. 2 outs. Jim Lefevre coming up. What does he do? 34-31. He flies out to center, and that will retire the side. So the Dodgers get another goose egg up there, despite putting a guy on. Fly out for out number 3. Oh, yeah, Jim Lefevre. Let's see. Out. Fly out to center. And done. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 8th. We're going to give Koufax a chance to work on his pitching and work his way back into this. We got Rudy Meoli up at the plate. He's been a pest. What is Rudy doing today? Well, let's check it. We're almost at the end of the game here. Let's see what we got here. 31-14. Another walk for Rudy Meoli. Runner on first. First guy on. Once again for the Angels. What's going on here? 64. Strikeout of Torborg. 1 down. So 1 out, runner on first base. Nolan Ryan, he's still in there. We're going to make him gut it out. We're going to do a little bunting action here. He hasn't been able to get anyone over. 45-14. Base on balls, Z ball. I'm almost positive that Sandy Koufax has impeccable control. So let's just ball 1 on Nolan Ryan, who's going to square to bunt one more time. 35-13. What do we got? Pops up to the catcher. Another bad bunting opportunity. And runner holds. We got 2 away in the 8th. Sandy Alomar Sr. hangs in there. 41-28 with a runner on first base. And a very good shortstop in Maury Wills. 28. Oh, X strikeout. So Alomar goes down. And they leave a runner. And it's 6-4 heading into the 9th inning. Strike 3 here. And that's it. Going to the 9th, the Dodgers. They need 2 runs. And it's the bottom of the order will probably be pinch hitting for Johnny Roseboro. not Roseboro, but will be pinch hitting for the pitcher, which is Sandy Koufax, who bats second in the inning. And it's a 46-30. That's a fly ball to left field. And that'll be caught by Frank Robinson. So we have one down in the ninth inning. Koufax, the pitcher, will be pinch hit for. All right, the veteran Wally Moon is coming to pinch hit. And we'll see what Wally Moon can do. That's a 13-14. Wally Moon, ball four. So Moon is on first base. Let's just put his card right there. Tying run at the plate. One down. Maury Wills facing Nolan Ryan. 52-27. My third baseman is not great. It's Oliver. He's a 3. Runner on first. 27. Out at first, runner to second. So Moon's going to move over to second with 2 outs. Maury Wills just advances him. So it's an out, ground out toward third base. And runner moves to second. All right, 2 outs. And Jim Gilliam is the last hope for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 42-12. Runner on second. The 12 is going to be strike 3. Ends the game on a big K. Jim Gilliam goes down. And that's your ball game. Final score. I just wonder if there's a way to do a line. Nope. That's what you get with a free app. But anyway, the final score, the Dodgers fall 6-4 to the California Angels and Nolan Ryan. We thought we'd have a pitcher's duel, but we're just not getting there. Angels finish with 8 hits. Dodgers with 6 hits. Angels with 3 errors. Dodgers with 2 errors. And both teams look like they left on 7 batters according to my iScore. So the scoreboard is telling me a number of things, including the fact that Maury Wills got 1 hit and scored 2 runs. 1 hit for Gilliam, Davis, Fairley, Sweet Lou, and Jim Lefevre. Pitching-wise, Sandy Koufax went 8 innings, and it appears that he struck out 9 in 8 innings. He walked an uncharacteristic 5 for being a Z. So the home team, they were led by Nolan Ryan, who did go the full complete game. He gave up just 1 earned run out of those runs allowed, which were 4. And I was going to take a quick look at Koufax. What do they give him for earned runs? They do count it as 5 earned runs. I'm not sure if some of that stuff occurred earlier, but they did give him 5 earned runs, where Nolan Ryan gave up just 1 earned run, walked just 2. Guy doesn't have the greatest of control, but he ended up striking out, looks like just 5 batters. So Koufax had some control problems, and Nolan Ryan had the control. And combined with those sloppy errors, the Angels pull off the 6-4 victory. So I hope you enjoyed this first rendition of Rod's Tabletop Hardball. Quite an interesting game, my first in a while, and I enjoyed it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and everyone, Have a good evening. Signing out from Rod's Tabletop Hoops.
It's history for Nolan Ryan. Here's a pitch to Reggie. Swung on, and there it goes. This is number 5.